After Sky, yeah, that's it. After Sky, who's is it Ben Whittaker after Sky?
Yeah, which I think is correct. Ben Whittaker after, and then it's Jai Opataya and Massey after them.
Liam Cameron, isn't it? He's fighting.
Yes.
So, do you know what? I like this fight. I really can't wait to see this. So, Liam Cameron is not he's not a mug. Like his last fight, he had a split decision loss to Lyndon Arthur, and a lot of people thought Lyndon Arthur lost that. A lot of people thought Lyndon Arthur lost that fight. It was a very, very close fight. He has 6 losses, but it's like don't judge him on that because Lyndon Arthur went life and death with him, like split decision. It was close fight.
Yeah, you're right. It's good shout. It's a good shout.
He's not the best boxer, but I'll tell you what he is. He's very tough. He's very rough. Like leaning on you, rubbing his head at you, elbows, rabbit punches when he kind of like, he will rough you up and piss you off and like get down and dirty with you. And so this is a good test and good learning for Ben Whittaker because when he fought that fucking African guy who called him out the presser, like he was getting a bit emotional, like but it looked like instead of being like vicious, he was like, "Why are you headbutting me for? Why are you out like?" Do you know what I mean? It looked like sad that he wasn't the guy who was a sportsman, like instead of like being vicious and nasty. But that might just be his style, anyway. So this is a good fight.
I don't think this is in terms of. I actually like that. I do generally like the whole card. Actually, I don't think it's been in the kind of realms of some of the other Saudi cards. But I still think it's a solid card and a bit more variety in it. Liam Cameron, like you say, like he's a decent. He's not been knocked out either, Chris. Right, and so I was thinking about this. If Ben Whittaker, I know Ben Whittaker, he's got all the skills, all the flamboyance, all the kind of showboating. You know, he's not got that devastating knockout power, which could be a concern going up if he's going to get the big boys' respect in the light heavies. But if he can get the stoppage against Liam Cameron, that's a bit of a feather in his cap, isn't it, for Ben Whittaker? Because this guy's a solid operator. Like, he's no mug. So if he can stop him somehow, it's a good win, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's really, really rough and tough. Like Lyndon Arthur went life and death with him. Like,
split decision, wasn't it?
He gave him a good fight. Lyndon Arthur is like British like contender world title level. Do you know what I mean? Like he's beyond British level, at European level, a little bit above. So if you can go and do that with him, you're no mug for a guy who's only been fighting 6 rounders, 8 rounders. Who's coming up. This is a very good fight for him, and I can't wait to see how he copes with it.
Decent. Another little. After that, was it Arinika? His last fight, the African fighter, who he could have stopped, couldn't he? I remember. I think it was in the last couple of rounds. He could have sort of turned it on a bit more and got the stoppage, but he let him off the hook, didn't he? No pun intended.
This guy's gonna like all that showboating shit. This guy's gonna make him pay. Headbutts, elbows, rabbit punches. You know, like this guy's a dirty fighter, and I like it. Like these are learning fights. How do you deal with someone who's like every opportunity he's trying to win illegally? You know, like
it could be good matchmaking. Could be good matchmaking.
Yeah, for sure. Sure it is. Yeah, it really is. Hats off to Ben Shalom. That's a good fight. So who's next?
Yeah, I mean, briefly on that, there's not much to say on Sky Nicholson. And, well, we should, it's nice to see a female fight on there. Sky Nicholson, obviously, they're trying to sort of raise her profile even more. And Raven Chapman, should I say, is, seems like a lovely girl. I saw her against that Johanna Sarabia. Last year, Johanna Sarabia was awful, but I think that one's going to go the distance, Chris. It's kind of not. are we going to kind of? We're not going to see much in that fight, are we? If we're honest.
How many rounds is it?
Yeah, I think is it a 10-rounder or an 8? Is it a 6 or 10 round? It might be 10 rounds. I'm not actually sure.
And then who's the next like main fight? So it will be
Jai Opataya. Jai Opataya. Yeah, against Jack Massey. This is another. I know. This is another. I know we all wanted everyone to say they wanted Chris Billam-Smith. We know that, and that. Oh, if that one was on the card, if they managed to get that over the line, and we know what happened with there, it would have been too soon for Chris Billam-Smith, but it just would have made this card just that much better. But don't sleep on Jack Massey, people. He went up to heavyweight to fight Joseph Parker. He's 22-2. Like, he's a tough, durable guy. He's decent. He'll be game for a fight. He'll be up for that, and he'll have a right go in there, I think, against Opataya. So, people will be writing it off, I think. Writing that fight off as another easy one for Opataya, but not necessarily.
Well, I believe,
unless you think differently.
I believe it's going to be a lot harder than the last two British guys that he fought. Because, he's just beat Isaac Chamberlain. Don't forget, he's riding high on confidence.
Yes, I remember. I watched that one.
Do you know what I mean? So he's feeling. So he's got his own confidence and thinking, you know what, I can cause an upset here. This is his world title. It's a world title shot.
Yeah, Isaac Chamberlain last time out. He's also another one, hasn't been knocked out. He's got a couple of losses, hasn't been knocked out. And we saw Jack, obviously, Opataya sort of struggle a little bit, particularly in both fights, really. Had his jaw broke against Breedis in the first fight and struggled a little bit. Breedis had him going a little bit towards the end of the fight, and the second fight. And Breedis obviously now retired just recently. I don't mind this fight at all. I think this could be a good scrap, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to this one. Then the next one after this will be Fraser Clark and Fabio Wardley for the British title in Saudi Arabia. We don't want to cry about that. I know some people are crying about that. How can you have a British title fight not in Britain? Because the British people, that's what matters. As long as the British people are watching the British title fight, it's all good. And we will be.
Yeah, it's I understand where people are going with that, but I'm really pleased it's on this card, Chris. I'm quite ecstatic because it just makes the whole show. I mean, we have Beterbiev and Bivol. We got Jai Opataya in there, Clark and Wardley, Eubank Jr. making his little comeback. Ben Whittaker's always good fun.
Who's after this fight then? Fraser Clark Wardley.
Who's after this one?
No, who've you got for this one? Who've you got?
Oh, sorry, I thought you said who's after. We're moving on quickly. See, I think I'll make before October 12th. I'm sure we'll do a breakdown of who we think's going to win. I might be. I had Fabio Wardley for ages, but I think this will come down to who makes the better adjustments from the first fight. I liked Fraser Clark's jab in the first fight. I thought he learnt a lot from that fight. I'm leaning a little bit towards Clark for this fight now, actually.
Ooh. Well,
on points, yeah. But I might change again, Chris. So,
yeah. Well, I'm sticking with Wardley.
Who you got?
I just think he's just a bit younger, a bit fresher. I don't think Clark can make many more adjustments, really, because he's a big old unit. He's not the fastest. He's not got the fastest feet. He's not got the fastest hands. He's got to rely on his timing and his strength. And I just think Fabio Wardley just got the quickness, the tenacity, and if he makes a few adjustments, he could have knocked him out a few times in that last fight. but he just didn't know how to pace himself and stuff like that. I just think KO this time, round like in the middle rounds, round 8.
Yeah, do you know what? I mean, it's one of them, isn't it, where you could probably make a case for both. It's a close fight, but I mean, obviously the powers with Wardley, isn't it? Like you say, he did. I think I saw him in an interview, and he said, "Oh, I let him off the hook. He was lucky, and he had a bad cut as well, didn't he? Because I think that scar tissue across his nose he's been having problems with, and I think that was obstructing his vision a little bit, and he was struggling a bit. But yeah, I can see that argument. I don't know. I've just got this sneaky suspicion that Clark just might get it done, but I'll no doubt change my mind again before October.
Then after this, we've got Chris Eubank Jr. versus Smenstek or whatever. Whatever his name is.
Kamil Sherimita. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah.
So he was an all right contender about 5 years ago, but he got beat by Golovkin, and then he didn't get beat by after Golovkin.
Yeah, he was Golovkin's mandatory in 2020 for his IBF-IBO belt, and then straight after he fought Hamid Munguia for the the WBO Continental, and got. Yeah,
I think his best years are behind him. Definitely, his best years are behind him. Like he's not looking the best. And this is just like a tune-up fight for Eubank Jr. But it's cheap support.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, second was Cordina and Stevenson's the next one after, isn't it? But he's right up there on the bill, isn't he? I get, do you know, there's one little for you, Chris, because you would have seen him at the press conference last week. He fought in 2023, I believe. He fought Omir Rodriguez, who just took Ben Fell life and death last week.
Really?
Yeah, I was looking on the box rec a little bit, and I thought, I recognise that name, Omir Rodriguez, who was really game against Ben Fowle, wasn't he? We obviously did the fight review after, and he beat him. He beat him last year, but again, you'd expect him to beat guys of that kind of level. When he has stepped up, as we've alluded to, he's sort of nowhere near that level, and I think Chris Eubank Jr. is far beyond his level. Yeah. So,
I've watched a bit of his fight, of his last fight, and he just kind of follows you around the ring, kind of thing. Like he's not got good feet of like cutting the ring off, and I think Eubank Jr. is just gonna have a field day with him. Just gonna be walking him onto all them lovely uppercuts and combinations, and he's gonna love it. It's gonna be a nice little comeback for a show on. I bet you that's what I'm seeing.
Well, I think that's the idea of this fight, isn't it? You know, Sherimita's still a decent guy. He's been in there with good people. You know, he's no mug, but it's going to be to showcase Eubank Jr.'s skills and what he's got, and show Boxer what they've joined a partnership with and signed, I guess.
Yeah, some shoulder rolls, some shoulder rolls. But then we've got John Cordina and Stevenson. Another new signing.
Yeah, as chief support, which I know. I think you like this fight, Chris, more than I do. I'm a bit underwhelmed by this one, but I think you don't mind. You quite like it, don't you?
Yeah,
or do you? I'm not sure.
If it goes a certain way, I'm being optimistic. I think Stevenson gonna go after Joe Cordina. Joe Cordina, he's brave, as we've seen in his last fight. He's very brave, as we've seen in all his fights. To be fair, and maybe Stevenson can show his silky skills, but excitingly,
flashy flashy Stevenson. I mean, yeah, great defence. Good. He's got everything, and he's Stevenson. He's got every trick in the book. Got the IQ. Got the fast hands. A great defence. I just think, and I know William Zepeda didn't want it maybe till February, but it was meant to be as mandatory against William Zepeda, and there was all sorts of problems with the purse bids going on. But stylistically, that fight would have been perfect for this card. Like Zepeda loves to come forward, knock your block off, aggressive. Stevenson would have had to have kind of used all that footwork and skills. It would have rounded the card off for me. But Cordina, British guy, we love him, don't we? What do you think, though, Chris? Do you think coming off the Kakashi defeat, back up to 135, former Olympian, obviously, he's a very good boxer. Is this a bit too soon to go straight back up to this level?
Absolutely too soon to be at this level. If he's trying to have a career and trying to get back to winning ways, he should not be taking this fight. But he is taking this fight, so let's just hope makes it a good one and goes out swinging.
He wants the big fights, doesn't he? Eddie Hearn said it himself. He wants the big fights, and you can't really knock a man for that, Chris. I've got to give him credit, and he is a skilled guy. He's got a good right hand. He is a good boxer, and I just hope he gives Stevenson a bit of a good night's work. I hope so. That's because love him or hate Stevenson, people either want to watch to see him be knocked out or watch to see him win because they like his kind of Mayweather kind of style. Like him or loathe him, I guess you kind of want to see what happens with him, don't you? So
yeah, for sure. I to be honest, I can't bear watching. I haven't been able to sit through and watch a full one of his fights.
I know.
But take it off yet. So this is why I'm excited. Because I think now it's time with Matchroom. He's going to feel happier to put a show on, and But anyway, so moving on, the last one, the main event.
Oh,
who have you got? Beterbiev or Bivol?
Oh God! I've called this the methodical mauler in Beterbiev versus the textbook Russian. I've been watching loads of their fights the last couple of days. I mean, they're both great to watch in completely different ways, aren't they, Chris? You've got I completely didn't realise Beterbiev was put down by Callum Johnson all those years ago. I don't know if you remember. He got dropped.
I do remember, yeah.
But come back really well and so heavy-handed, stalks. So it seems like he's got granite in those gloves. And then, Bivol is just the consummate technician. His footwork, his one-like left hand, his double jabs, his triple jabs, his in and out of range. I'm leaning a little bit towards Bivol, and the reason I'm doing that, I'm not convinced how much Beterbiev's recovered from his meniscus knee injury. He's 40 now. Is time catching up? Is there going to be any more injuries? I mean, wrap him up in fucking cotton wool and lock him up somewhere so he don't get injured before October. I think the question is, can Bivol keep him off him? Has Bivol got enough power? Because he's not blessed. The one thing Bivol doesn't have is like real, Beterbiev, Canelo power. And is Bivol fit enough? Are the injuries healed enough that he's going to be able to go 10, 11, 12 rounds? So I'm not really answering the question very well here, Chris. I apologise. But
who are you going with?
I'm going to go for Bivol by a close decision, and I hope that doesn't come back to haunt me. What have you got, Chris? Give me your thoughts.
I don't know. I'm trying not to think about it too much because I'm going with my heart. I'm a big Beterbiev fan. And how many people do you know have been a world champion or unified champion, had all these defenses with 100% knockout ratio at the highest
Oh,
level. We're not talking about
yeah.
Wilder. We're talking about something different right here, right? This is 100% knockout ratio on every single fight from debut to finish, and half, and he's been a world champion 10 fights in. Like, wow. So I know he's getting on a bit, but where he's like a very strict Muslim and he never drinks, he lives the life, he's always like, I don't know, and he's got them naturally high testosterone levels. That's why, like, he pops 30, but he's naturally like way above average in testosterone. Like that girl in the Olympics who everyone thought wasn't really a man. She's got naturally high. Well, this is a man who's got naturally high testosterone levels than every other
Yeah.
average. And he's got that. Like this guy is a Terminator beast, and I just think
Yeah.
that Bivol has never faced anyone who can. Because he can box around it, but he can like cut the ring off, and he hits hard and he hits through the guard and he hits around. I just think he's gonna just stalk Bivol, wear him down, grind him down, and stop him like he does everyone else. I see knockout in round 10 and 11.
Oh, there's such strong opinions. I like it. He's also a two-time amateur champion. Do you know his record at amateur is 295 wins and 5 losses? Like, if you add that stat in there as well, the guy's just a beast. He is an absolute beast. He really is. Unbelievable.
So, yeah, I'm definitely Beterbiev. So, if you think about it too much, I'll probably go Bivol. But I'm a big fan. I just think, you know what? You are a beast, and you can do it. He can do it. I just believe it.
I do think about it too much, and I think that's it's obviously my style of analysis, and I overanalyze it too much. And half my decisions I get wrong because I overthink it too much. I think it comes down to, and we both, Bivol's distance control is excellent, but to counter that, Beterbiev's stalking and cutting the ring off, his durability can counteract that. Also, this is the thing: how much respect is he going to get off? Is he going to get off Beterbiev? Is he? I mean, he's got all the shots, hasn't he? In and out of range, uppercuts. Stays busy with that left hand, the right. But how much is he going to be able to impact on Beterbiev to stop him coming forward? And I guess that's the question, isn't it? Really, whether he can.
And Beterbiev is used to fighting once a year. Have you noticed with all his injuries? Like, I feel like he trains all year round so he can fight once. Well, I swear,
Do you think?
He always fights once a year.
Chris, yeah. Do you think that if there's any chance that his meniscus injury is still a problem, or his fitness is? Do you think that could play a factor on the night, or do you think there's no way he'll be coming into this fight unless he's 100% good to go?
No, he wouldn't bother. He wouldn't bother. But yeah, look at the time.
Yeah.
He wouldn't bother going into the fight if he was injured. I know that.
Shit!
He always comes out all the time. Yeah. Right. That's it, guys.
Blimey.
Bit of a long one today.
Yeah.
Boxing Bros UK. Please like and subscribe. Like and sub.